back to another little mini chit chat video. Welcome back to another little mini reaction video. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Before we go ahead and get into today's topic, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Shout out to all of our Purple Heart members. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. You guys will see this video once it re-uploads on YouTube. So shout out to you guys in advance. You guys have been awesome. Thank you to everyone who has been taking part in our giveaways. The watch time giveaway and our road to 1000 subbies on this channel. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate all of your support and we're super excited. So speaking of giveaway, I'm going to go ahead and talk about that for a little bit just to make sure everyone has the information and has a chance to take part if they want to. Okay, so we have two giveaways going on the channel at the moment. Like I said, one is the excuse me, one is the road to 1000 subbies. That is going to be a Uber card, Uber Eats gift card giveaway. It's going to be virtual card, so you need to have a valid email address in order to receive the gift card, and you must be located in Canada to use it. So that's the first giveaway. The second giveaway is the watch time giveaway that we're doing. If you want to take part in that or both of them, you have to be subscribed to the channel. Watch the videos to the end, comment purple hearts down below so we know you've entered. And this is for everyone. This is a cash prize giveaway. And the only stipulation is that you must have Western Union in order to pick up the transfer, and you must have valid government issued ID in order to, is that what I said? Yes, you must have access to Western Union, yes, and you must have valid photo ID. Okay, so those are the two giveaways. Like I said, thank you to everyone who has been taking part. You guys have been amazing. Especially the people with the watch time giveaway. You guys have really been watching the videos, commenting. I've been seeing your comments. I've been replying. So thank you guys so much. We definitely appreciate you guys. And also, I wanted to take some time to shout out everyone who came over from my other platforms. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. To those of you who came from Snapchat, from Instagram, from Facebook, um, and others. TikTok. I think there's a couple of you from TikTok. So shout out to you guys. You guys have always been amazing. Thank you for your support across all platforms. Okay, if you want to follow us on my other platforms, go ahead and check it out in the channel description. We're on Instagram. We have my fashion blog is there. We're on Facebook. We're on Snapchat. We are on TikTok. We're on Lemon. We're on Threads. We are everywhere. So shout out to everyone for all of your support. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into today's topic. Okay, for those of you who didn't get a chance to make the live, 'cause as always, it was very last minute for me. I just kind of threw it up on the community wall. So if you didn't get a chance to see, you'll see it when it re-uploads onto YouTube. And in advance, my throat may sound a little bit hoarse because I just woke up not too long ago, and yeah, so that's pretty much that. And a little bit recovering from a slight cold, so just bear with me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the topic. So this morning I woke up on a Sunday like I normally do. I will start scrolling through my feed. And I stopped on some like economic news and stuff like that. I like to keep abreast of what is happening, what's going on globally, locally, and all that good stuff. So I came across a show. They were talking about the layoffs. There were some massive layoffs this week from Amazon. 14,000 people up to 30,000, they're saying. A lot of it in the tech sector, a lot of it in the like upper echelons, as you would say. Cutting a lot of corporate jobs, just mass layoffs. And this has just been a trend. You have Tesla, Google, Warner Brothers, all these other like big companies that are supposed to be like untouchable when it comes to the whims of the economy. Like these are the titans, right? Trillions of dollars in profit. Um so why are they laying off so many people? So I've been watching like a couple shows. I'll leave the link in the description, so you guys can go ahead and check it out and listen for yourselves. Um, Basically, the whole AI situation. So we're gonna talk the practical stuff, and then I'm gonna get into what I think is really going on with this AI stuff. My personal opinion. Okay. Okay, so basically the bottom line is that they need this money, Amazon, they need the money to stay ahead with the AI race. That's just the best way to break it down, right? I'm not a techie, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to know the ins and outs of everything. But I am a person of I like to deep think. I like to really look at stuff and peel back layers and just see things at the core. So that's kind of like my thing. So even though I'm not a techie, my focus really is on why the AI was created. Why is there this big push to replace humans with robotics and all this other stuff? We're gonna really get into like the dark underbelly of the rich and the way they really think and the way they really view people who are not part of the 1%. Okay, so now that we got the practical stuff out of the way, that's the gist of it anyway, with the whole Amazon and why they need to lay off all these people. It's either lay off the people or have to go to the shareholders and explain why their cut is going to be smaller this quarter. Nobody wants to have that conversation. Shareholders don't even want to hear it. They need their money and they need it now. So they're never gonna disappoint the shareholders. It's always gonna be the workforce, and that's where they can claw back some money to pump into these huge data centers that they need to run this AI stuff. It's not cheap and it's not easy. So that's kind of where that's going. A lot of these companies that they want to stay ahead because China is like never asleep in the AI race. They just can't. They're just always, always, always pushing forward. So in order to stay abreast and to even stay competitive, they need to be constantly doing the same. And that requires a lot of capital, a lot of money, investment, all that stuff, right? So that's kind of that. Um Now I want to talk about why I'm starting to see why AI was really, really created and why these billionaire techies are really pushing this thing through, right? Um, so at first, you know, AI was introduced as a tool that will, speed up, be convenient. It will be efficient. It will get it done. It was supposed to like help you stay efficient and ahead of the curve, right? Um, but the more we delve into this AI thing, and everybody, people losing their jobs in certain industries and stuff like that, not just in North America but globally, and there really aren't any laws on the books when it comes to AI. That is a completely new frontier. People don't even know where to begin to regulate that stuff, and because other countries that are kind of ahead of the game have zero regulations, they don't want to kind of hinder themselves by introducing all these regulations. They're probably thinking, we want to with it. AI was never meant for regular everyday people, right? This idea that we were all going to get our personal GFIS to run around behind us and, do our bidding, and, like chat GPT on wheels or whatever, on feet or wherever, however it was supposed to look in the future, was an illusion. The AI was never created for a regular person. It was always meant as a tool for the rich. Rich people created it for rich people, right? To replace the human servants, basically, right? Don't need you anymore. Don't need you to do my bidding. I have a robot to do it. I have AI to do it. AI will run the house. AI will turn the dishwasher on. AI will turn on the showers. AI will open the garage. AI will, drive the kids to school. AI will do everything that a human assistant or a human being is gonna do. So we don't need like workforces and stuff like people we have to pay, and medical, dental, vision care, all these insurances we have to pay to have these warehouses full of people doing what we can have AI doing. We don't need them. We can just have AI do it, and it'll be more efficient, and we don't have to look at these poor people and listen to their sob stories and why they need money, and oh my god, my rent and my mortgage, and oh yeah, it's definitely not for the everyday people. That's what I'm starting to see. Also, there's starting to be a little bit of a pattern here if people would care to make the correlations, right? The companies that are doing these massive layoffs, like the Google, the Meta, the all of that, these are the people. Oh, I think you guys, we're having a bit of a snowstorm, and I think that might actually be affecting the connection. It's telling me very bad connection, so I don't know if you guys can even still hear me or not. But I'm gonna try and wrap up the video. So, we'll see if it we'll see if it turns out well or not. But yeah, like I was saying, the AI's development and creation was made to serve the rich. The people, all these people who are losing their jobs and in the future who will have no jobs. The people talked about this. They call them conspiracy people, fear mongering, and all this other stuff. No, they were literally warning. Stephen Hawkins warned about it. A lot of these people warned that this was not gonna be good for humanity, right? I mean, did nobody watch iRobot? That movie was crazy. Okay, that movie was like literally the crystal ball. Like we should have definitely paid attention. These we're not gonna be able to control this stuff. Like everything humanity touches, it's gonna turn bad. Like it's not gonna end well. You don't need those futuristic movies to show you, humans being enslaved by AI. Like that is literally a possibility. These people have no idea what they're doing. Like in pursuing um this type of next level type of evolution thing they're trying to do, um it's not gonna end well. Like they won't be able to control this stuff. It's gonna, start to govern itself, and then next thing you know, we are in deep, 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 deep waters. Like there's no laws to control this stuff. So people can do whatever they want. And then once this stuff really falls into the wrong hands, then it's over with, right? Then it's over with. Like I remember, learning about all these different civilizations and how they all had that one commonality. They all like did themselves in, right? They all like did themselves in the pursuit of some like ridiculous goal, right? Or they just did themselves in with their actions, whether it's, starvation, or whether it's warfare, or whether it's, oh my, they just up and vanished. We don't even know where some of them went. They just disappeared, right? They destroyed themselves. And you can see how we are right on track to do the same. Like with this AI stuff, it's not even gonna be climate and global warfare and all that stuff. That's not really what's gonna do us in, is this AI stuff for real. Like once they create this stuff and it takes on its own consciousness, sorry, and it takes on, like, basically layman terms, a mind of its own, and it's no longer able to be overridden or shut down, then we are just, it's over with, right? You can't shut it down, you can't override it. No, it's not a movie, it's literally reality. Self-driving cars, look how well that's turning out, right? Cars literally crashing into trees and bursting into flame, just combusting, with people trapped inside, because these everything is automated. What happens when it malfunctions? I never forget. I'll come back to iMovie. I always talk about it. I'll never forget. The scariest part of the movie for me was the old lady in the apartment with the robot that was supposed to be like a helper, like a PSW, and he literally turned on her. The thing went from green to red, and then obviously they implied that it, unalived her when she was asking it to get out the way so she could get out the apartment. That's a reality, right? Because in certain countries that are, much more advanced with the technology, they literally have helper robots that, assist people with disabilities and the elderly and so forth. So the idea that the machinery that you created will turn on you is not so far fetched. This is not like a Star Trek gone wrong or whatever. This is our reality. We are creating these things. All the stuff, even the stuff we watched on Star Trek growing up, is now a reality. Well, except the beam me up Scotty part. But the whole touch screen stuff, like when I was growing up watching Star Trek, you would have never thought we would actually have tablets that you hold in your hand, that you run your fingers across, that you touch screen. You don't need to type in anything on a actual keyboard. That was never even in our thought process. But there were people who, were forward thinking and developed this technology. And that was okay. Back then, it was for everyone, and we were all learning at the same pace. And then there was like a jump. Most of us got left behind. A certain segment of people kind of advanced in that area and they took off, right? They just started creating all types of innovations. You had iPhone, Apple Watch, all this stuff started coming out. Google stuff started coming out, Android, all this stuff started coming out, and we just started consuming and consuming and consuming. And we felt like, okay, good, we're all on the same page. We're all like tech savvy. No way. We were never even close. While we were getting used to the iPhone and we were having so much fun with the Pixel, Google Pixel, and all that great technology, the people who created this stuff wanted more, right? They want more and more and more, right? And now here we have it with this AI situation that's replacing the workers, so they don't have to pay people and they can keep more cash, right? Make more and keep more is the business model. It's not make more and pay more. It's make more and keep more, right? So replace us with the AI and all of that. But it gets darker because this thing just keeps evolving, right? Efficiency is the name of the game, and then it just keeps going and going and going. And next thing you know, it's over with. So when I say like AI is not made for the average person, what I'm actually saying is it's not for poor people, right? It's not for anyone who's not in the 1%. You won't be able to afford it because it's so expensive to run it, right? Only the rich will be able to really indulge in the benefits of AI for real, for real. You won't have AI in the low income communities and all of that stuff. We'll get stuck in the dark ages, using rudimentary Wi-Fi, and that's probably as what we can afford. And we won't be allowed into the metaverse, right? I'm being kind of facetious, but I'm really not. You won't be able to afford to go into the metaverse or experience chat GPT when it really gets turned up where they want it to be. To have that you won't be able to have that personal AI assistant that they kind of promised everyone. Just what's on your phone. None of that extra fancy stuff. Definitely no AI in your house turning on fireplaces and fridges and whatnot, right? Because most people can't even afford the roof over their heads. But you know who's not losing their jobs to AI? The politicians. Which brings me back to inauguration night, when you really paid attention to who was in the room. Not who was outside, who was actually in the room, like paid the $1 million fee to get in, right? These are the people who are now gutting all these jobs because they got the green light to push the AI. That's what they wanted, right? That was the bargaining. You know, we'll pay all this stuff. You won't go to prison. You give us the green light with the AI. We don't want any laws, any regulations. And let's go full throttle because China is way ahead of the game. And they got the green light. And so now we're seeing the everything come to fruition. All the job cuts in the tech sector, all the people being replaced by, the AI and all that stuff. It's now starting to hit home. It's no longer a conspiracy. It's just a reality. So let me know what you guys think down below. This whole situation. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know what you think. Is AI gonna be good for us or bad for us? Let me know what you think about the thousands of jobs being slashed from these tech companies and Tesla and all these big companies that promise the big dream. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much. Stay up and stay blessed, and we'll catch up with you guys in another video.